And if none of it works, we'll just fall back to awkward intro.
Awkward intro. How do we do this again? All right.
So, life is fun when your brain is weird. Thank God you had to say that, not me.
That's why I
Yeah, there was no way that was coming out of my mouth.
Sometimes I pretend I can speak French.
Sometimes I pretend I can speak English.
Sometimes I pretend and I fail to speak English.
I can sing 10 Little Indian Boys in Japanese.
I don't know that.
It's about the only thing that stuck from, 6 years of Japanese.
You took 6 years of Japanese?
I
Wow.
did. Yes, I did.
I took 3 years of Spanish.
So, I remember some things. I remember how to say sit down and shut up, because I heard it all.
I mean, I know all the obligatory stuff that you know when you watch anime, which is baka, mostly baka, arigato, and 4,000 different ways to say yes with just a monosyllabic eh.
The funniest part of that statement when he said it was that he was so drunk that he couldn't keep his head up, so he's sitting here like this, he's got all 7 of my senses are active right now.
What were you drinking anyway? What was that?
I think he was on Kraken. I think he was drinking rum.
Oh.
So, yeah. And I was just like, hang on. I have a really serious question right now for Greer. What are your 7 senses? Because I'm getting to 5. Google tells me there could be 33. But what are your 7 senses?
5 was what I learned.
Yeah. So, but at some point their dick chakra came into play. So I lost track of the conversation. Now I'm like, no, I'm out.
That's too much information to absorb when you've been drinking.
Yes. No, more disturbing is the people who don't pay attention to actually what's going on. So there's an ongoing joke since, before the bachelorette party that for Matt and for Greer and Louise, his missus getting married, that, someone needed to teach Greer how to do sex. And at some point I volunteered as tribute. I was like, I know more than the rest of you. I'll teach him sex. So this has never happened. But yes. Louise mentioned at the games night, she was like, so, when is he going to get his lessons? And my sister's boyfriend, who was not paying any attention at all, just piped up, she's very good at it. And I've just sort of looked at him, and Louise has looked at him, and he's gone, what? She is, she's very good. I'm like,
you don't know
I'm just worried and a little bit concerned about how you know whether or not I'm good at sex. He's like, wait, I was talking about Beth. Who are you talking about? Like, pay attention here. Because you just implied that you've slept with your girlfriend's sister. Oh, yeah. Bad. Big mistake. Big.
You definitely need to listen before you chime in on the conversation, yes. I'd say, no matter how certain you are. Because then you're going to sound like an idiot.
And we like to leave that in my domain, if at all possible, okay? That's my strength.
We had a very, just absolute couch potato day today. I had no aspirations whatsoever.
I spent most of yesterday unconscious, and then today I'm just still wiped out. That was a lot of peopling for me. I did something with someone every night, and I was doing the training all day.
Yeah.
And then there was one day in there where I was like, people were like, what do you want to do for lunch? I said, look, honestly, I want to take my book and go sit over in the park over there and just be by myself.
And not talk to anybody.
And then I went outside and came out with me to start with, and then emerged from the fucking park and came over and started talking to us, and I'm like... So yeah, nada, and then I keep going, so I'm like, honestly, I'm just gonna go over the park there and chill for myself for a while. He's like, yeah, okay, and off he went, and I'm like, so I got about 15 minutes in that lunch break to just wander off on my own. So
at least you got the 15 minutes.
That is true, yeah.
The daycare had one of those things where they like put photos and stuff of what happened over the day and like little, updates of, we did finger painting or whatever. And I am still getting alerts from them, even though at the end of the year it would be like, okay, now you've got to download it all if you want a copy, because we're going to delete it, right? They are 12 years old, and I've just seen in my inbox, save the memories, we're going to delete. Like, can I just get off your alert list? I'm sure I've downloaded them all.
Can I opt out, please?
I don't need to save them. I saved them already. Just delete it. It's fine. Go away. Stop emailing me. I get enough email.
Yeah.
So I did actually look it up, but if you're doing some kind of
transformative
critique, no.
Yep.
Well, yeah, transformative is actually problematic, but if you're doing a critique of something like a review, that is actually one of the scenarios. Because there's a lot of stuff that was just debunking, there's no magic amount of time where it's fair use. And obviously, things like satire and parody are protected, which doesn't apply in this case. But because we are actually doing a review of the film, in that sense, I think it's probably okay. Especially since we're not doing a video review where we could use clips from the film to illustrate what we were talking about in our review. But I think just small clips of the music, just for flavor, it should be all right. And if we do for some reason get a rah, I can redo the edit to take that out. It'll just have a lot less personality, probably. I'll just ask AI to generate a bit of music that sounds like it. And somehow that will magically be better.
Excellent.
All right.
I really am quite down about being back home in Melbourne.
Sorry. Well, I'm glad you had a good time while you're here anyway.
Yep.
But yeah, then I think that's definitely got to be your subconscious telling you something to a degree that there's something that you're looking for that's missing from back home. So maybe you just have to convince all of us harder to come and visit you.
I think really is just how badly I need some sort of socialization, realistically. And as much as I've tried over the years down here, I've had a very small group that's just gotten smaller and smaller because I find it so hard to keep in touch and maintain those relationships to actually keep them alive. But some of the friends that I'm making up there are the types who'll reach out first and go, "Oh, you've been quiet for 5 days. You still breathing down there?"
Yeah. I think that really helps me a lot. Simon's really good about that. He's not always the person to initiate, but it helps that he does it enough that I can not feel a bit awkward about it. And definitely some of the other folks.
I think
like that too. If you haven't heard from them for a couple of weeks, somebody will ping you.
Yeah, down here, especially the people that I made friends with when I first came down. So there was the first group that I made friends with down here, and they weren't really my friends. They were the ex's friends.
Yeah, that's always tough.
I just sort of inherited them, and it was fine. It was they were great people and everything. It's just only one of them survived the split, and like realistically, I sort of understood that there were more his friends than mine to start with, and the split was, as much as he liked to pretend otherwise, he had a thing going with another member in the group before he officially actually called it off with me, and immediately moved in over there in someone else's house with her. So there was no sides to be picked. I understood what was going on, and I just sort of shrugged and moved on. She actually had the audacity to ask why I unfriended her on Facebook.
That's a bit either extremely self-centered or just incredibly naive and clueless.
Yeah, whatever. It's
wow.
It's whatever.
Really?
Realistically, in the long run, I won. And I say that breakups aren't competitions. I get that, but he was very much the type of person that liked to try and fix people, so the fact that he moved on meant he thought that I was fixed, I guess. I don't know, or I was never going to be fixed. Who knows, who cares?
Either
he
way,
went on to someone else who
matter.
was just as damaged, but he's ended up having to marry her because they had a kid together, and apparently she went full psycho. So I win.
Yeah, trust me, you're better off.
Yeah.
You don't need anyone to fix you.
Yeah. No, I don't. I'm not broken. So yeah, but the other side of it is the one that I retained. I don't really hear from her anymore either. But she's way down the other end of the introvert spectrum. I'm an outgoing introvert. She's the quiet kind. She's quite happy with the quiet life. So if you don't drag her back out into the sunlight every so often, you just don't see her. And me being the crazy mess that I've been over the last few years, especially with the pandemic, I haven't been dragging her out. So that's sort of frayed. The closest friend I made down here after moving down here, last time I actually messaged her on Facebook, I just didn't get a response at all. So I think that one's fully broken now. But at the same time, I could be better at reaching out. It could have been better at reaching out to me too, so that means that obviously the friendship with me was not something that they valued either. But I did cut them some slack because a lot of them knew of the serious depression struggle I went through for a while there, so I think a lot of them backed off and let me come to them. And that was the problem. That was the big failing. So it is what it is. I'm in a much better place now. I think I said this way back in one of our starting episodes. I think I'm now in a place where I'm actually okay enough with myself that I'm able to start building on and fostering those relationships. I don't think I was anywhere near ready enough with my mental shit back then to do friendships and relationships in any way justice. So, yeah. So, but anyway, I think that's the big thing. Is it was a lot more socialising than I really want to do in a single week.
Yeah.
But it was nice that I had people who wanted to spend time with me. Came into the office just to see him in person, even though being in the office at the moment seriously destroys it. So, that's nice.
That really is nice. That says something,
Yep.
Yeah.
And I do have to believe, I don't know if you'll agree with me or deny it, but I do have to believe that the pretzel alone was not enough to convince Simon to come in to the office for another day of the week that he doesn't normally come in. It had to have had to do with that, plus me and being in the office as well. So I think couldn't have just been the pretzel. He can do that anytime.
No, I agree with you.
But anyway, that's more stuff we can't use, so let's shut up.
So City of the Rails is actually, I didn't really talk about it that much, but it is quite a cool podcast. I don't know if you checked it out, but basically Mel Morton, her daughter was 18 and graduated from high school. She literally said, I'll meet you at the party afterwards, and disappeared. And she ran off with a group of friends who, like, basically hopped on freight trains and stuff and went all over the country. So she did her best not to completely freak out, but she did try to find out more about, like, the whole... So basically they do literally call themselves hobos. There's this whole hobo subculture with riding the rails for free and stuff. She did, like, how many episodes? I think it was like 9 or 10 episodes or something, but she went into, like, the people who kind of just drop out of society and live like that. But she also looked at the history of the railroads, because the railroads actually ushered in kind of the modern corporate culture. Like, it was due to railroads that in the US, corporations can be treated like people, like have rights like a person. So, like, separating out the corporation itself is culpable if they do something wrong, but not the CEO and stuff like that. Okay. So, she did a lot of stuff into the backgrounds of the railroads and, like, stuff about, the people who work on the railroads and some of the labor issues, like how exploitative it gets if you want to work as a conductor or work as a guard or whatever. Yeah, it was really fascinating. Like, she did a lot of research and talked to a lot of people and, like, really kept searching and searching until she would find people who would actually talk to her, because at first people were like, just fuck off, I don't want to talk to you, you're the media. And yeah, she almost went bankrupt at one point because she had gotten an advance to write a book, and then when she wrote the book, the publishing company said, we're not going to publish it, you have to give your advance back. And it was really interesting. Okay. Yeah, they basically said, we don't think we can sell, we don't think we can market this book because it was about single mothers. Can you believe that? And she was a single mother. She was pretty pissed off. Yeah, so it's definitely worth having a listen if you feel like something that's a little more kind of documentary-ish, I guess.
No, I have been given a secondary recommendation to watch City of Lost Children, so that's coming up on my to-watch list. But it is
also in French and has subtitles, though.
I have gathered that. I have gathered that. Yes.
I should watch it again. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I just thought it was really good. It's very much more like a surreal fairy tale. Like, it doesn't take place in the real world at all.
Yeah. Did you ever watch Sucker Punch?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. But little shorts I've seen of it have made me curious enough that I want to watch it, but I haven't. It hasn't gotten anywhere near the top of my to-watch list.
Yeah, it wasn't the best movie of its type, but it was interesting. I didn't hate it. So I was saying that, you know, I feel like I need to watch something this weekend because I think my brain needs some chill time because, you know, plan to do much work over the weekend. I was like, I need to find something that I want something new. I don't want to watch something again, but I need something that's like more brain candy because I just don't have the energy to focus on that something new. And pretty much almost immediately, almost command-like, was told, Alien Resident. So I guess I've got my marching orders. Okay.
I mean, it wasn't out of the blue. I had mentioned it.
Resident Alien with
No, Alien Resident with Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, Alan Turducken, as we like to call him.
Name approved.
Yeah. Resident Alien's really good. It's definitely not too demanding. It takes you along for the ride, and it's fun and engaging, but doesn't feel like you're doing a lot of work watching it. Like, we blasted through a bunch of episodes when we had US Netflix while we were in Hawaii. It was pretty good.
Yep. So yeah, it was just like the emphatic, definitive tone that like was given. It
You
was
must
like
watch it.
and Resident, so it was good. It made up my mind for me. Excellent, great. So, yeah. So yes, sometime this weekend. It's like getting... You remember when you were a kid and you always made sure to stay on the good side of your best friend's parents?
Yes.
Or they wouldn't let you play with them? Yeah, it's exactly that, but in grown-ups.
Happy spouse, happy house.
Exactly. So this is like the grown-up version of me sucking up to my best friend's mum, so that they'll let me keep playing with them?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that works.
And you'll tell him all about it and he will laugh. So, awkward outro?
Awkward outro.
Awkward outro! Bye, Greer!
Bye, Greer!
We now have a Discord server, as well as all our socials, so links on the website and help us peer pressure Greer into joining us. One of us.
Yes. Or you could just come on and say what you like, or ask us to do an episode on something.
And until next time, keep waving those freak flags high.
And embrace the beautifully bizarre.